Hi everyone, this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because I get to share this with you. Today is Sunday, and I did not think that the Canada Postal Office or people would be working, but I guess they are delivering parcels on the weekend because of the Christmas season. So this, my Cultivate What Matters power sheets, I had no idea they'd get here this fast. I can't believe it. It's like the fastest shipping from the States I've ever had, except for maybe Beautylish. I'm pretty darn impressed right now. So I have opened it because I had to see what it looked like, but I'm going to show you guys what it looks like too. There's a couple of things before we kind of get into it. I want to do a flip through. Before we talk about this, so first of all, the Power Sheet is a goal setting planner, if you're not familiar with this, and this is my first time using it. So I'm not 100% sure how to go about it. I know you just have to start it. Like, that's the first step. Once you start, it may be a lot of work. Your head might hurt after. The prep work does take quite a few days. It should be broken up into a couple of days because there's a lot of work to do, but it's worth it. And the way Cindy Guentert-Baldo kind of describes it is the power sheets are very personal. So for me, like in terms of goal setting, you know, it's easy to say, okay, it's a new year, January 1st, I'm going to lose weight this month, or I'm going to lose weight this year. It's not necessarily unrealistic. It's like when you have a goal and then all of a sudden, you know, February, March, you just kind of forgot about it and you don't follow through. This system is supposed to help you follow through with goals that you set. And in my case, I've been thinking about this because for the last year, I've been wanting to get these. And I kind of thought about it and I was like, oh, I don't know, should I? And honestly, let me tell you, so since I've started my channel and since I've started having kind of a purpose to my life, and really this is my passion. So anything with planning, anything with stationery, anything with art, that is my passion. And that is what makes me happy. And the fact that I can share it and motivate other people and inspire other people, that makes it even better. And I was stuck in a dead end, and I'll say dead end job because there was no further areas for me to move up in the company. I was stuck in a dead end job for 16 years. And I met lots of wonderful people over time and along the way. But there's nothing that inspires me more rather than sharing planning stuff with you guys, sharing my brush pens, all of my art supplies, how I, you know, express artistic creation, anything like that. It's just, I feel so exuberant when I talk about it. And I wish that, you know, like I'm so glad that I can share my thoughts and my processes with you guys. And especially when you leave comments, it makes me feel good that there are people out there who care, who actually give a damn. Because I thought that like this is going to be a really, really super busy year for us. I've got goals in mind I've been thinking about for the last couple weeks. And I was like, okay, like all excited about this planner, like this goal setting planner. And mind you, it's not like a full functional planner. It's not even a planner and a goal setting planner. It's just pretty much goals. And then you kind of need another planning system in conjunction with this. In saying that, the other thing I kind of wanted to touch on was my Erin Condren. So I had a few thoughts. I just wanted to share them before I kind of opened up the power sheets just to do a flip through with you. I was looking at this yesterday and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself because I really wanted to start this for the new year. So I think it's the 28th, the 29th, which is a Sunday. It's next week. It's 1 week from today. Then I put pressure on myself because I wanted to get the power sheets, but I thought, okay, it's coming from the States. It probably won't get here until after New Year. So I'll just start it when I start it. When it gets here, that's when I'll start. So of course they come today. So now I'm thinking, well, what happens if it takes a whole week to do the power sheets? This week I'm super busy. We're traveling. We're going to Red Deer to see my son's grandparents, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to film. So I've been pre-filming tons of videos, and now I'm going to spend hours and hours, possibly days, editing all these videos. So now I'm putting pressure on myself to finish my power sheets now that I have them, and then start my Erin Condren. But I'm not sure if that's a realistic goal. Speaking of goals, ha ha ha. So I just want to open this up and kind of share with you what my plan will be. When I first look at this, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos just to kind of see how other people set up their planners. And remember, I'm using my power sheets, my Erin Condren, and also my bullet journal. And my bullet journal takes up a huge chunk of my time because that's where I devote all of my art, my artistic expression. Like, I'm gonna sticker the crap out of this, so there'll be lots of artistic expression, just not my own drawing. I was kind of thinking I want to maintain my bullet journal, so I don't want to give that up. That's going to be my main focus, but I'm changing the way I'm doing it. So again, I'm not having weekly spreads, which will be full of art and kind of the way I did Christmas. I'm going to have like a basic weekly spread, which will take literally maybe 5 minutes to set up. And then I do dailies, and that's where I'm going to focus most of my energy, is in my dailies. It's going to have like, I guess, kind of a task list, but also using the way writer Carol mentioned, using like the note system, like the dash, where if you feel like you need to put something down, you just put it down to get it out of your head and you can think about it later. This is going to be like my appointments, and currently right now, I do have a separate, I don't really want to call it a system. I have my bills and finances of everything, like car, insurance, like all that stuff, on a separate piece of paper. And I think what I want to do is incorporate it into my Erin Condren, because I think it would be more beneficial to have it in one place instead of like, you know, 4 or 5 places. Anyway, this one I'm not sure. I have an idea, but I'm just not sure how to go about setting it up. This page here, I think I actually want to use this for goals, but this is what I want to wait. I'm going to use my power sheets, and then I can transfer my goals to here. There's a lot of people that use this for other aspects, but I like having like an overview of goals for every month. And even if I don't fill it out right away, I can just kind of start, like for instance, if this is January, I can kind of start and then February, and I'll just go month by month as I go through my power sheet. For this page here, birthdays I'll keep the same. Monthly goals, this will be like an overview for the month, which is fine because I'll probably come back to this page quite often. And I was thinking of putting maybe like a quote here, and this area I have no idea. I'm still gonna leave it up in the air because frankly I literally have no idea. And this page, I have a lot of bills and stuff that I want to write down, and what I do on this separate piece of paper for budgeting is I write down all the bills that I have to pay in a month, just so I don't forget anything. And I might not necessarily write how much they are here, but you know what you kind of have to pay each month. And then as the bill arrives, you can write it in. And then if we move over to the monthly calendar, I think this is where I'm going to write out the amounts and like when they're due, because I like to see kind of an overview if I get paid on a certain day when the bills are due, so I can work around the paycheck. So I think that's what I'll do. And this area here, I don't know what I'll use it for. I don't know if I'll put birthdays on here. I could, because I honestly don't have a lot of people in my life and tons of birthdays to keep track of. So that's not a big thing for me. Anniversaries aren't really a big thing. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll use the notes for. Maybe just like stuff about bills. And then of course, the weekly I'm going to use to plan out my life. Another thing before we get into the Cultivate That Matters power sheets is I hate, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? We love the Monday start. I hate the Monday start. I want a Sunday start. That's how my mind works. I think like a calendar. I look at my calendar on my wall. I kind of look at this. My bullet journal is set up with a Sunday start. I need this to be a Sunday start. It goes against my nature to use whiteout in my planner, but I'm probably going to, because I want to washi tape my planner, and I might just have to. Like this strip here, I might have to white it out to add washi tape. I'm going to white out each of the numbers and the days, and because I don't have any stickers to replace it, I'm going to have to write it in by hand. And I don't want to do it. I really don't, but I also don't want to pay extra money to get 101 stickers just to keep replacing my dates in my planner. So I'm gonna write it out as much as I don't want to. And as for the holidays, honestly, I don't really use a lot of these holidays because this was made in the States. We don't follow here in Canada. We don't follow a lot of these holidays anyway. So I'll put in the basic ones like New Year's Day, and I do have stickers for that. I've got tons of Happy Planner stickers. I've got tons of Chrissy Ann design stickers. So that will be what I'll use that for. The only thing that bothers me about this is that each of the days of the month are color coded. So the way it's set up now, I've got 2 green boxes for the end of December. So what that means is that if I change it, this is going to be Sunday the 29th, this is going to be Monday the 30th, and this is going to be Tuesday the 31st. And it's going to be blue and not green. But I figure because the Monday to Sunday messes me up so much that that color issue problem is totally going to be worth it. So that's my plan. And then besides, once I get into a full week of the month, they're all the same color anyway, so it won't really matter. I just wanted to explain that before I get into everything because I was really struggling with this, and I was kind of talking it through and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But I will be filming this. I was going to film it today, but then the power sheets came and then I had to rethink my process. So I'm going to film this on Monday and I'll have it up on the following Sunday. So it'll be the Sunday, is it the 29th? Let's just double check. Sunday the 29th, yes. So I'll have that posted on Sunday. So let's get into this bad boy here. So I was so excited to get this in the mail. Oh my gosh. And this isn't going to be a full review. I would highly recommend, if you do want to see a full review of this goal planner, check out Guentert-Baldo or check out Plan with Laken, because they have a really good kind of grasp on it, I guess, because this is their second year in using it, maybe more. I'm not quite sure about Plan with Laken. So I'll just do a flip through, but I also want to just talk about this. I love the color. I love that this is gold and like gold spiral. I love this cover. Like I could have picked between, I think it was this one and then the floating petals. The teal and the pink were all sold out, but this one is just so pretty. It reminds me of spring, even though it's winter, and it is hard. I think I was watching Cindy and she said that the last one was like a floppy cover, but this is hard, and the corners have little metal protectors on them, so that's really nice. And you open it up and it has this pocket in the front. It's kind of stiff, so I don't know how much you can fit in there. And then it came with all of these kind of cardboard pieces. A 2020 card, let's do this. This is if you want to buy a planner for somebody else. And you can put your word of the year on this paper and either frame it or put it in your office somewhere. There's a lot of prep work involved. And again, I'm not going to go through all of it because it is actually very in-depth and it frightens me a little bit. And maybe it scares me because it really gets you to dive into who you are. And maybe I haven't really explored that because I'm so busy being a mother and, you know, girlfriend and just like all the roles that you have in life. And sometimes you kind of lose yourself, and it almost seems like, especially when you're a mother, it almost feels like all of your work is being done for somebody else. And I mean, that's a very selfless thing to do, and we need to sit back and take time for ourselves, whether it's physical health or mental health, or even just going to get a pedicure or something, or taking half an hour out of your day just to have some quiet me time. No, there's a lot of roles that we play in life, and it's easy to get lost, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping that this kind of brings me back to myself. Like I figure out what's important to me, but at the same time, spend time on me. So I'm going to see how it goes. This is a cute little sticker sheet. It just gives you one. And the one thing I want to mention is that I should have ordered the stickers that came with it. I didn't want to buy the kit because it was a lot more money, and it gives you, yes, it's better value, but it was more money, and it gives you other stuff that I didn't really care about. But I did end up ordering the sticker sheets after, so they're going to be coming probably, I don't know, probably in another week or two. So I do have those dots from Erin Condren, so I might use those to color code. I'll see. First, a little bit here, it's before goals. These are your ideas. So this is basically all the prep work. It starts at page 7 and ends at page 34. So this is a lot of work, and this is basically what you have to get through before you even start kind of classifying your goals and kind of figuring out what your goals will be. And this is the part that scares me. So then you get to goals. And this is actually a pretty large part in this planner as well. So you have to simplify everything. So here's where you will go back into all the prep work and say, okay, what did I really want to focus on? You write down goals. It gives you a choice to write down 8, but you don't have to use 8 if you don't want to. And then the next few pages are about the action plan worksheets. So in order to meet those goals on the previous page, this is where you break it down into mini goals. And then those mini goals become tasks that are very doable, that you can add to your task list for each day or each week or each month. And again, there's 8 pages. And then of course, the next part is the monthly area. So this is January. And it gives you lots of room to write down everything. So important to-dos, what I'm excited for, on my mind, and I'm hopeful that. So that's kind of neat. It gives you a monthly layout. And then a little bit of tip ideas for top tending list, I guess. So a tending list is kind of like a to-do list, but again, I'm not as familiar with it as other people. This is just, it breaks it down to monthly action items, weekly, and daily. And this is stuff that you can color code with the stickers that will be coming from me anyway. This is probably what I'll share each month. So this will be like my monthly check-in. And I think this is what I'd be okay sharing, but I don't think I'm okay sharing the prep work. Being this is my first time doing the power sheets, it depends how I feel next year, but if I do feel comfortable, I will try to share them next year. We'll see how it goes. So I'm not going to go through each month because they're all the same, except for there were supposed to be 3-month check-ins. So here's a spring one. Clear the clutter checklist. And I haven't had a chance to read through this, but this is basically spring cleaning. So you can go through and you can refresh your goals. So basically, for instance, here's one example. One of my biggest goals right now will basically be to get prepared for the baby coming. So the due date's in April, which is spring. This is probably a perfect time to kind of check in. And at that point in time, hopefully, cross my fingers, everything will be prepared. So all of the stuff you need for a baby, you know, the nursery, blah, 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 all that stuff. So once that happens, then my goals are going to change because now it's going to be a fight to try to get more sleep. It's going to be a fight to kind of prepare myself better. Like, how do I function? How do I take care of my 5-year-old if I'm taking care of a baby and not getting sleep? Because I still have to drive him to school. So that's like a huge adjustment for me. And this kind of comes in at the perfect time. So we'll see how it works. But again, I will do a check-in. So this will be like the first 3-month refresh goals check-in, I guess. And then you've got April, May, and June. And then you have summer. And this one's called Have a Fruitful Summer. And now let's see, another goal refresh. So again, like if you kind of realize you've come to the conclusion that you've either completed a goal or maybe a goal isn't working out for you, just to kind of see where you're sitting at, because you know what, maybe some goals just aren't as important as they were when you first kind of set them. So I really like that refresh. Then there's July, August, September, and then there's fall, which is also kind of nice. It says keep going. Savoring cultivates contentment. So then it gives you a page here. It says slowing down to savor turns what we have into more than enough. Use your tending tape to tape this list to your fridge or kitchen wall as a reminder to savor what matters in the season ahead. So it just gives you like a lot of brainstorming area that you can write down stuff that is important to you. So again, another refresh page. And then you can rewrite your goals if you wish to refresh them. And then it gives you October, November, and December. So now at the end of December, let's see here. The very last page, I believe, after the December. Oh, and before I don't know if I touched on this at the end, so it gives you your tending list. But after each month, It also gives you a month in review page. So basically, it gives you a box for this month. I am especially grateful for, someone I'm grateful for and why, I'm choosing grace over guilt about, a favorite memory from this month, goals that are growing well, someone I'm grateful for and why. So it gives you two options. Progress I'm celebrating, even if it was small, and a good lesson I learned, what I'm saying no to and what I'm saying yes to. So that's kind of really nice because it's kind of something I wanted to set up in my bullet journal. I just didn't know how to go about making the goals in the first place, because I can easily say, okay, I want to go, to Mexico, or I want to go on a trip or someplace warm. But I honestly, right now, that's not realistic, and I won't be able to fly in a few more weeks or months anyway. So even if it was for next year, I'd have to think about, okay, now I have a baby, how do I go about leaving my baby or taking my baby with me and going on a trip? So for me, that's not really a realistic goal, but I like that because you can review what you've accomplished so far in the month. And then the very last page in this planner is celebrating 2020. So you can basically put a highlight from each month that happened. And one thing, I think Plan with Laken mentioned this, that, or maybe Cindy mentioned this too, that there's not really any prep work to move into a new Power Sheets. It's like when you move into the 2021 Power Sheets, you're starting fresh. You can redo all of the prep work because, again, at that point, a whole year has passed, and now your goals may have or may not have changed. So it's just nice to start fresh. It's like starting fresh in a new planner or starting a new bullet journal notebook. So I'm really excited to get started in here, and I think I'm going to start tonight, actually. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. So in your opinion, is it better to have a planner system that incorporates a planner and goal setting at the beginning, which would be like kind of more analytic goals, I guess, or something like this that's separate, that you can really put some thought into and maybe more emotional and about yourself, and find out who you are and what's most important to you before you set those goals? What do you use? Do you have the Power Sheets? Have you used them in the past? What are your feelings and thoughts about them? And what other planner types of goal setting planner system things do you have? So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new here, and click on that bell notification so you will not miss any future videos. Please stay tuned for the setup of my first week in my new Erin Condren. I can't wait. I'm so excited, and we'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye now.